Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to remove the rotor from the car, and in this particular case we're going to be resurfacing the rotor because the brake pedal has a pulsation in it. So I'm going to show you how to take the rotor off the car. So we're going to go step by step. First thing we need to do is we need to take these screws out right here. Before we do anything, we have to take those out. A lot of times they're really pretty tight, so I'm going to show you a trick that I learned over the years of how to remove them without having a problem where you're stripping them out or you're breaking screwdrivers. So I'll show you what I do. What I normally do is just take any kind of a flat chisel or punch or anything such as this, and I put it on top of the screw right here and just hit it on the top. Just a quick shot, and it breaks any kind of rust loose that's holding it in place. And then you can just take any screwdriver and they come right out. If by chance you can't get them out, you just put that punch on it again and hit it a couple of more times and it breaks it loose. Okay. Still pretty tight. So again, put your punch on it. Just a couple of times. And then it comes out. Right, next thing we want to do then is we're going to remove the caliper from the car, and the way we do that is we're going to be taking out this bolt here and this bolt right here, and we're going to take the caliper and relocate that. Remember, counterclockwise to take it off, clockwise to tighten it. Once you have that off, you can take the caliper and just relocate that off to the side. You don't want to let the caliper hang by itself because you can damage the line. I just take a hook, piece of wire or whatever, and just secure it up and out of the way. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out the bolts in the back of the mounting bracket right here. This one and this one. We're going to take these two off, and we'll take the bracket off the car. Just hit it a couple times and usually you can break it loose pretty easily. Okay, and then the bracket comes right off the car. And then the rotor pulled off. Normally do is just take a pry bar and you go in the back where the mounting bracket was, and you just pull it, and it just pops loose. If it doesn't, then you grab a hammer and you can tap it a few times. So here I'm going right back in here with it. Put the guard bar behind it, pull it to the end, and just pop it, and it comes right off. I'm going to resurface this rotor, and then we'll come right back. Okay, now that we got the rotor resurfaced, we're going to reinstall it onto the car. You just push it on, and then we're going to put the 2 screws back in that we previously took off, and screw them all the way back in with a screwdriver. Okay, once they're tight, then we're going to remount the mounting bracket. And we just want to show you before you put it back in, they always lubricate the points where the brake pad is going to touch with the lubricant that comes with it. If it doesn't come with it, purchase it. You'll definitely, it'll come in handy. You want to pull these pieces out right here too, which I previously did. Pull these out like this. Pull them all the way out. Grease these up too, and you can put them back in. And now it'll slide nice and easy when you mount it back together. Alright, so we put the mounting bracket back onto the car. We're going to catch both of the bolts that we previously took out. Screw it as far as you can by hand. And before you tighten the bolts up, you catch them both in there and tighten them down as tight as you can. And then you tighten up the mounting bracket to the knuckle. You make them fairly tight. Alright, then what we're going to do is we're going to put the brake pads back inside the bracket. Make sure they slide in as they're supposed to. Alright, same thing on the outer pad. Slide it all the way in, and they're in place. And we take our caliper, and we put the caliper back on. One word of advice: when you put the caliper back on, make sure your brake hose is not all twisted up. I can't tell you how many times I've had cars come into me where the brake hose is all twisted and it's broken because when a wheel turns, if it's twisted, it pulls it and breaks the hose. So make sure the hose is not twisted. Once you got it caught back in there, you catch the bolts on the caliper itself. Catch them both in here before you tighten it up. Catch them both. And then just put a ratchet on it and snug it up. It's tight. Same thing here. Tight. That's it. You're all set. Now we're going to go to the other side. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Once we put it back together on the other side, we're going to get in the car. Before we drive the car, step on the brake and pump it a couple of times to reseat the piston into the back of the brake pad itself. Otherwise you're going to step on the brake in the car and it's going to go right down to the floor. So you pump it up a couple of times before you take it for a drive to make sure everything is okay. That's it. Fairly easy when you know what you're doing, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.